Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, and thank you for joining us today as we dive deep into one of the most fascinating topics in modern coin collecting, a story that blends history, minting technology, mistakes, rarity, and the thrill of discovery, because in this discussion we are going to explore the incredible case of the 2017 P. Lincoln 1-cent coin. A coin that in certain rare error-filled conditions has been valued by collectors and numismatic experts at up to $6 million, making it one of the most shocking modern penny stories of our time. And as we unravel this narrative together, we will not only explain why this particular cent carries such value, but we will also walk through the types of errors and minting mistakes that can elevate a seemingly ordinary coin from pocket change to a life-changing fortune, and along the way we will think about the possibilities, the history behind the 2017 P release, the minting techniques that allowed both brilliance and error to coexist, and the thrilling idea that somewhere in circulation or hidden in collections there may still be coins just like this waiting to be discovered by an unsuspecting person who could wake up rich just because they happen to look closely at their change. So sit back and let's start from the beginning, because the 2017 P. Lincoln cent was not just another penny, it was a landmark issue. The very first time in the history of the United States Mint that the Philadelphia Mint placed its identifying mint mark, P, on a Lincoln cent, marking the 225th anniversary of the mint itself, and this alone gave it a unique status. But what truly skyrocketed interest was the range of minting errors and die varieties that appeared in that year, some minor, some dramatic, and some so extraordinary that they transformed a common copper-plated zinc coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. So imagine holding a 2017 P penny in your hand, shiny and ordinary at first glance, yet upon closer inspection under magnification you notice doubled lettering on "In God We Trust," or a dramatic off-center strike, or a rare die break forming what collectors call a cud, or perhaps a coin struck on the wrong planchet altogether, such as a dime or nickel blank, and suddenly you realize that what you thought was worth a single cent could in fact be worth thousands, hundreds of thousands, or in the most extreme and pristine error cases, millions. And that is exactly what happened with the most famous of the 2017 P error cents, coins that combined several mistakes in one, a perfect storm of misalignments, double dies, planchet anomalies, and striking errors. So why would such errors be so valuable? The answer lies in the nature of numismatics, where rarity, demand, and condition drive prices, and in the case of the 2017 P, collectors were already paying attention because it was historic. So when major errors were discovered, they were elevated in desirability tenfold, and the idea of a $6 million penny may sound unbelievable, but it makes sense when we understand that unique coins, even modern ones, can become trophies in elite collections, much like rare art or artifacts, because only one or two examples may exist in perfect error form, and collectors with deep pockets compete fiercely for the chance to own something no one else in the world can have. But let's break down the specific types of errors that contributed to this astronomical valuation, starting with double die obverse coins, where the letters, numbers, or design elements appear doubled due to a hubbing misalignment during die creation, and in 2017 P some spectacular double dies appeared with visible doubling on Liberty and the motto, instantly catching the attention of specialists. Then there were dramatic off-center strikes where part of the design was missing entirely as the planchet was not seated correctly during striking, and coins showing over 50% off-center with clear date and mint mark became highly valuable. Another variety included broad strikes where the collar failed and the coin spread out beyond its normal round shape, creating a distorted yet fascinating error. Then there were the wrong planchet errors, perhaps the most exciting of all, where 2017 P dies struck coins on dime planchets, nickel planchets, or even foreign coin planchets that happened to be in the presses. And these pieces not only stood out by size and weight but also commanded massive premiums, especially when authenticated by grading services. Die breaks and cuds also created interest as parts of the die broke away, leaving raised blobs or missing sections on the coin, making each piece unique. And in some cases collectors found 2017 P cents with retained die breaks across Lincoln's portrait, giving the illusion of scars or dramatic cracks, which made them conversation pieces as well as valuable rarities. But the crown jewel of the 2017 P errors was a coin that combined multiple mistakes, struck off-center on the wrong planchet with noticeable doubling, in mint state condition, certified by a top grading company, and this single specimen is the one that shocked the coin world when it reached a multi-million-dollar valuation, because it was literally one of a kind. And to understand why collectors were willing to pay $6 million for it, we must understand that coin collecting at the elite level is not just about face value or metal content, it is about history, story, and uniqueness. So the 2017 P cent, already historic for bearing the P mint mark for the first time, already unique for being tied to the mint's 225th anniversary, became legendary when this era coin surfaced, and as word spread through auctions and private sales, its value rose. And soon it stood shoulder to shoulder with classic rarities like the 1933 Double Eagle or the 1913 Liberty Nickel in terms of fame. So while not every 2017 P cent is worth more than a cent, the potential of finding an error makes collectors and treasure hunters search diligently, inspecting rolls, change, and bank boxes with magnifiers in hopes of finding their own fortune. And this is where the excitement lies for everyday people, because the idea that something so small and common could hide immense wealth is thrilling. Now think about the possibilities. There are still millions of 2017 P cents circulating, many unsearched. And among them there could be double dies, off-center strikes, planchet errors, or even undiscovered varieties waiting for sharp eyes. And because the mint produced over 4 billion of these coins that year, the odds of errors existing are high, but the odds of finding extreme million-dollar examples are tiny, yet possible, which is why collectors never stop looking. And let's not forget that condition matters greatly, because coins pulled fresh from rolls or mint sets often retain mint luster and sharp detail, making them more desirable than circulated finds. So the perfect combination of error type, rarity, and pristine condition is what catapulted that one coin to $6 million fame. And when you think about the journey of that coin, from a flawed minting process in Philadelphia, slipping past quality control, entering the world unnoticed, and then later being discovered, authenticated, and cherished, it feels almost like a legend, like the coin wanted to make history. And indeed it has. So for collectors today the message is clear: always check your coins, never assume a cent is just a cent, because numismatic history is full of stories where ordinary people found extraordinary treasures in their pocket change, and the 2017 P1 cent is one of the best modern examples, blending modern minting history with old-fashioned luck and rarity. And when you imagine the future, decades from now, the fame of this coin will only grow as fewer survive in high grade and as the story of the first P mint cent becomes cemented in history, making every surviving era that much more valuable. So if you ever come across a 2017 P penny, take a close look, because while most are just worth a cent, a rare few carry the weight of millions, the power to change lives, and the enduring reminder that mistakes, when rare and extraordinary, can become treasures. And that is why the 2017 P Lincoln 1 cent in its rarest error forms has been valued at $6 million, capturing the imagination of collectors worldwide, proving that even the smallest coin can hold the biggest story. And as you continue your own search, remember that discovery is part of the adventure, and perhaps your change jar or pocket could hold the next legendary coin that will take the numismatic world by storm and make history, just like the $6 million 2017 P penny has.